This is why it's important to keep your room clean, because I was looking for this. I'm gonna drop some on my hoodie. What's up, viewers? I actually, thank you for the like. I actually got a video coming tonight that's going to be very impactful, very important. Um, what's good, horror? How you feeling? How you feeling? iShow. So you watch Speed? You gotta watch Speed with a name like iShow. How y'all feeling today, though? I don't even got you on the mic or nothing, but we vibing, bro. Uh, like I said, man, I had this live tucked away in the cut since May, and I never went live. That's what's up. How y'all doing, man? Y'all hit the like button. I'm a lifestyle and dating coach. I go by Game Like Will. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe while y'all in here. And I got another video, like I said, coming later today. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's coming later today. It's gonna be thorough. It's gonna be thorough. It's gonna be more important. It's gonna be a little bit more important. It's gonna be a little bit more important. It's gonna be a little bit more important. Where you checking in from, Asho? I'm gonna just call you Horror. Where you checking in from? Tonight's show gonna be about. See, I'm trying to get sick a little bit. What's good, ADHD? Appreciate that. Make sure y'all sub, man. I need 5 more subs actually to reach my goal. So everybody in here is 4 people. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm trying to hit this goal real quick. Shout out to you, 80. How you doing today? Where you checking in from? But yeah, tonight's I'm going live now, basically talking about tonight's live. But this video was supposed to be about dating and shit, like going on a date. What's good? Aguilera. Aguilar. I'm gonna just call you Little Joker. How you feeling today, man? Hit that like button, subscribe. I'm a lifestyle and dating coach. Y'all gonna want to stick around for the up and coming content that's gonna be coming up for the rest of this year. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to let me know like how your dating life is going so far, how your lives is going, and things of that nature. I love going live and talking to people who don't have anyone watching. I got a couple people watching, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Um, for me, it depends on the day, it depends on the topic, it depends on sometimes you know how it go. You say you go live, so it's really wish washy. You know what I'm saying? It's a couple people, but it's wishy washy, man. I never even pay attention. I don't pay attention to it. Like I notice the numbers, but I don't pay attention to it because it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So much stuff in life that's not worth paying attention to. And I wouldn't even be, I'm not saying I wouldn't be alive, but I wouldn't be like here making content if I allowed external things to interrupt my, you know what I'm saying, my day to day process because it's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest with y'all. I got rejected by two girls in each grade. What you mean? You're in high school or something? I got rejected by two girls in each grade. Ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. Also, you a kid? For sure, you a kid, man. Why they be doing that, bro? They're like, oh, I'm gonna put his content over here where kids could get in. Yeah, like it'd be like young people coming in here and stuff. I appreciate the subscriptions, but it'd be like, damn, bro, y'all already know not to do that. YouTube, what's good with y'all? Thank you, Logan. I'm a lifestyle and dating coach. Everybody subscribe while y'all in here. Hit that like button, subscribe. Y'all not gonna want to miss the up and coming content. I'm going live later. I'm gonna also have special guests. I'm gonna have some ladies. We're gonna do split screen, and I'm gonna give you. They're gonna give their perspective on certain takes about dating and things like that. It's gonna be lit for these next 3 months. These next 3 months is gonna get lit. So yeah, definitely subscribe. Yeah. It's gonna get lit. Y'all gonna be able to see women's perspectives, and I'm gonna not debate them, but I'm gonna have my perspectives from my town because I meet women in other towns. You know what I'm saying? What's good, horror? My day been straight, man. My day, I just actually woke up like an hour ago. I wake up super late, like 2 3 hours ago. That's why my energy is how it is because I woke up kind of late, but I got some things I got to do. I got some things I got to do in today, and that's what all I care about. You know, the longer y'all stay on this channel, the more y'all gonna recognize how I think and how I move in my life. Because I'm a lifestyle coach and dating coach, so dating comes second, lifestyle comes first, and I don't care about waking up late because I feel like you gotta get as much rest as possible. Like you don't. I feel like people only get sleep; they don't get rest. So I try to get rest. I try to like restore my body. You see, you can't say the word restore without rest. That's the first word in restore is rest. You can't just go to sleep, wake back up, go to sleep, wake back up, go to sleep. When you go to sleep, I try to really, I just let my body rest. I let everything rest. No disrespect, but what does a life coach actually do? Because I don't know again, no disrespect. Colton, what's good? A life coach helps other people work on their life. Scientology was good, man. Where you checking in from? A life coach helps other people work on their life and get the results that they want and need in their life. Oh, New Jersey. Shout out to New Jersey. Um, that's not too far, bro. How you feeling today, though? You know what I'm saying? And how's your dating life, man? And we talking about dating a little bit today. I ain't gonna go too hard on this topic. I had this topic in this video. I was supposed to go live in May with this video, and I just kept it in the tuck, and I ain't never do nothing with it. But I'm really going live to talk about how the live I'm gonna do tonight. You know what I'm saying? I play chess too. You play chess? Chess lights? Because the live tonight gonna be about your program as a man, and basically how a woman is not your program. A woman is supposed to plug into your program. And that's perspective. See, a lot of guys want to know how to get women and how to be good with women and stuff. And it's not about, sometimes it just, the solution is just a little bit over to the left. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got the right concept. Oh, I need a program, but it's like it's a little bit over to the left. So an old man get jumped by two guys, so I jumped in. Bro didn't stand a chance against the three of us. Hey, good shit, man. Protecting people out here. Scientology says, damn, man. I gotta stop eating fast food. Good, I've been playing TF2 and it's non-existent. Girl, don't fuck with me. Oh, you saying your dating life is non-existent? Why don't they fuck with you? Let us know. Why don't they fuck? Why you feel like they don't fuck with you? Like if you had to sum it up and put it into words, why you think that? Because that has a lot to do with them doing it or not. Confidence is contagious. People fuck with people that people fuck with, and people fuck with people that fuck with themselves, first of all. Oh, okay. You must be young. Because I feel like only a young person will call themselves weird. Unless you're saying it like, yo, some people be like, yo, I'm just weird. I'm a little weird. You know what I'm saying? Hoogaboo cannot fuck with myself. Depends which way you're spelling that and which get your intentions behind the saying that. I fuck with myself, but I don't fuck with myself that way. So yeah, and no. But the word program, for y'all who don't know, program is just a synonym for the word procedure. And a procedure is, like the way something happens, the way you behave, the way you take action in your life, the way you do things. So that's basically your program. And a lot of people use the word program, but they don't define the word program. They don't break the word program down. So then a lot of guys are like out here just like running around and saying a word, but not knowing really like how to actually have a program. And ironically enough, your lifestyle, dating is a part of your lifestyle, not the opposite way around. And most guys try to do it the wrong way. They try to get women so that their life is lit. They think like even when I was growing up, everybody wanted to kind of like get near the women and see what like there was just saying like, yo, where the bitches at? You know what I'm saying? What you mean saying? And everything in my neighborhood, now that I'm thinking about it, was just revolving around women. Because there wasn't a lot of like street shit going on where I was living at when I was growing up. A lot of guys just smoke weed. We played basketball, so women kind of was like the thing in a way, and that's good and all. But how do you have any time to create a program? You know what I'm saying? Like, the program is we play basketball and then women just happen to come around or some shit. Um, as you get older, you want to have a program that you take pride in as a man, something that you do um, for yourself. Like for me, doing YouTube is a part of my program. It's a part of it. Getting monetized, part of the program. You understand what I'm saying? And women can add value or not. You understand what I'm saying? Or not. But no matter what they do, they're not a part. This is what we're gonna talk about tonight. They're not my program. Women are not my program. They're supposed to plug into. So whether they plug in or not, I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do, regardless. But not the average guy. The average guy is gonna he's gonna have so much of a dependency issue on women that he's gonna be like, man, I can't really do what I want to do because I need a woman. I need a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to knock that down and say there's anything wrong with guys who do have girlfriends. But to want one is pathetic. To want a woman is pathetic. Because anything you want as a man, you can go after and go get. If you really wanted it. Like there's a lot of women that you may have around you that you don't even pay attention to because they don't look as good as you prefer. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. And the only way you could break through that is if you knew your program. If you had a program, you wouldn't make it so much about her features. You would make it about your program. And also sex. Let's talk about sex real quick. Sex is what gets a lot of guys in trouble because women assume that that's what you want. I actually have a chick right now that's hit me with that. And it's funny because it's living proof that women assume things. You don't have to actually throw yourself in the fire to be feeling the flames, and this what I'm talking about. What's good, Cold? How you feeling today? Where you checking in from? So if this is why I talk so much about what I talk about, because if a woman even feels like you want to sleep with her, I'm not saying that that's a problem, but it's something to be assessed. Why is it something to be assessed? Because in my opinion, that says more about your program than it does about you. Now to the woman, she's looking like, oh, she's seeing it as a character like a thing, I guess. I don't know how a woman is viewing that, but as a man, who cares what a woman thinks about you? Like, and women don't really care what we think about them a lot of the times nowadays. But to your program should be built in a way that women don't feel like you're trying to fuck. I'm not even gonna hold you. Now somebody probably will argue that. I'm sure there's coaches and people out here who say, man, what? You supposed to, make it all about sex. And many times yes, and sometimes no. And again, I really believe that it depends. It depends on how the dynamics for real. Like, um, what is your program? Why is your program? A guy should run his program through How, when, why, what, where, the 5 W's, like who, what, when, where, how. A guy should run his program through that to make sure his program is a good fit and refine his program. In my opinion, you can't really say you have a program if you don't refine it, if you don't uh, if you don't live by it. If you're not serious about it, it's like oxygen. And a woman can't break. Look, a woman can't break your program. Women break guys' programs on a daily basis. Thank you for the likes. Women break guys' programs on a daily basis because aren't guys are not guys anymore. Guys are not guys anymore. Let me tell you something. Sex is a weapon of mass destruction. I'm seeing it at the age I am, unfortunately. Them teen years, them years of like 17 or 15 to like 20. Like I said, if you hang around your friends and all y'all talk about is bitches, I'm not saying that that's how my life was, but I'm saying like yeah, in high school, yeah, but I'm saying like even then, that's poison. Hold on. Yo, the average guy is average. That's all I'm trying to say in this video. I'm not really trying to do too much in this video. But if all you and your friends talk about is bitches, that's poison. That's poisonous. The word of the day is poison because if you don't got leverage or any leverage or control in your life, what's good, AJ? How you feeling today? If y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe. We're trying to hit this goal real quick. If you have no leverage or control in your life, you better believe there's a reason for that. There's something going on that you don't know about underneath, bubbling underneath the surface of your reality. Nothing is makes mistakes on the planet. Nothing is a mistake. Everything is a plan. Everything has intentions behind it. Even if it's unconscious intentions, it's still intentions. It's still an agenda. It's still a want or a need. Every time a woman sleeps with you, fellas, and this is some game right here. Every time a woman sleeps with you, she's doing it because she wants to do it, not because you want her to do it. She's doing it, she's making an executive, emotional dialogue to relinquish that power to you. That's why women will eventually get fed up and be like, to a guy who has like that, a narcissist or a guy that's an ego type of guy, she will eventually just get out of line and be like, all right, because he think he own whatever it is, and it's like you just leasing it. Women fell in love with humbling guys in the last 20 years, 30 years since Beyonce been doing her thing. It's so important that a woman uh, figures out if you really want her, or are you moving from ego. Do you really want to sleep with me? And the problem isn't sleeping with me, but do you really want to do that? Or is that something you're doing because you don't want to miss out on having some new crew? Some new crew. If the answer is you want to sleep with me because of X, Y, and Z, then that falls under the category of fake. He's fake. Anything fake will not survive, right? Because women look down the line, they look at eventually when they get older, they look at marriage. I mean, I kind of feel like they kind of look at that shit since they play with that fucking Ken doll, Barbie and Ken doll. They're like, oh, this is how life is supposed to be. Guys that are young, they mistake life as a long journey. And life ain't that long all the time. What's good, man? Yo, ADHD, define what you mean by do I love men? Go ahead and define that. Because you came in here on some cool shit earlier. Now don't joke with me like that. This ain't a comedy skit. This is not a place for little kids or anything like that. So we not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? I know you joking. I'm telling you, we're not joking in here. That's what I'm telling you. Zero jokes being made in here. So yo, Duncan, this is not a this is not a fucking the news. I don't know about ice. I don't know about spice. I don't know about none of that. We're talking about specific topics, and I'm not allowing people to change the topic right now. You have boogers in your nose. Yo, Sam, okay, Sam is the example of exactly because he's such a clown that he's the example because I gotta set the example. That's 24 hours that he won't be able to say anything. Now his weak ass could watch, and that's it. That's all. But I don't got a problem with weak people watching. I have a problem with weak people speaking. What's good, Tyler the Crater? What's good? How you feeling today? I'm chilling, man. Make sure you subscribe. I'm a lifestyle and dating coach. I'm a lifestyle and dating coach, and make sure you subscribe because we're trying to hit a goal. And not only that, I'm like I said, I'm a lifestyle and dating coach. So if you got any dating issues, let me know, and don't be afraid to ask questions. This video was about dating, going on a date and stuff like that, but it's really just a video that a live that I was supposed to do a while ago, and I'm using this because later on we're going to talk about having a program. I don't know what city y'all are in. I don't know where y'all checking in from. I don't know how many women y'all got. I don't know if y'all even like women. I don't know what you're doing, but if you do, then this is the channel for you. I said earlier, a woman can't break your program. When I was saying she can't break it, I'm basically saying don't let her break your program. You just did 50 minutes ago. I know you subscribed. I was talking to other couple people in here. Shout out to Missouri though, man. Um, I don't know where that's near, what that's near, but you can let me know. There's a good old saying in the Bible, and I'm not like super religious, but there are some good sayings in the Bible, and they're universally sound. You know what I'm saying? And one of the greatest things I think I ever heard was that the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And I don't know what made me say that just now, but it's something I've been able to see and experience with life in all dimensions. I mean, it could be financial, it could be anything, but the devil does really do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I never been to Kansas, man. I might have to pop out to Kansas, man, see what it's like out there. And sometimes I don't go over it. What you mean? When I say a woman can't break your program, I'm basically saying a woman can break your program, and you got to be careful of that. And there's many ways a woman can do so, which is why tonight we're going to be talking about maintenance over your program. I mean, even if you have one or don't have one, I'm not concerned with that because I think every man has one. If you have a last name, if you have a heart and a brain and certain organs and shit, that's your program. It's your, I mean, on a basic level, there's the Maslow hierarchy shit. You got to look at that. There's things you need to get done. There's never a day that goes by that you shouldn't be actively working hard and diligent. But Like I said, depending on your environment, there could be things that counteract your act. You see what I'm saying? It counteracts the activity that you should naturally be doing or the vibration you should naturally be in. And you never know who's leeching from your energy. You never know what's going on until it's too late, which is why I make the content I make. What's good, Hyper GT? Where you checking in from? Tweakerville. That is all right, dude. You got this. My name is David, 16 years old, and believe you are going to do. Thank you, bro. Shout out to you, David, man. Make sure y'all subscribe, lock in right now. We're gonna hit this goal that we're trying to hit. And I appreciate you, David, man. I hope to see you in here throughout the course of time. You're 16, so next you're getting to that age anyway where you need to learn some ism anyway. Um, where y'all at? Where y'all located at? Where y'all check? What town? City, not town. What city y'all checking in from? Because again, man, I mean, but the video, man, where I'm headed with this video is in a different territory. So stay with me. If you have energy in your body, like let's just start from an organic, biological standpoint. Shout out to Japan. Let's start on an organic, biological thing. Hold on. Oh, word! Shout out to AZ, man. I know a YouTuber that I used to watch that is located in AZ, and he been telling us to that we should move out there. He was like, "It's mad nice and all this stuff." And that's a big thing, man. Moving away from losers, man. I'm telling you. Not saying like everybody in your town is a loser, but I'm saying people you may know, people who may be like, even sometimes your family, certain family members and shit. Like you just can't trust because that they're your family, that they're actually in your corner to that degree. You know what I mean? And that's just life. But what I'm telling y'all is this: sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But what I'm saying is this: everybody has a program. There shouldn't be no man that ever comments on any of my there should never be no man that ever comments on any of my content, whether it's on live or whether it's on a video, and say, I have no program. I have no program. What you mean don't disrespect anyone? You know what? Everyone has a program. Everyone's program is not tight. There's a lot of people who have a loose program, like a loose program. They let too much things slide. That's their biggest flaw. They let a lot of things slide, man. Things that possibly you shouldn't let slide, right? Like I always say, I respect every dating coach on the planet, like all of them actually, but the ones that bubble to the top that I really respect, I'm just like, These guys have, I honor those people. Just even if I don't talk to them personally, I still in my mind I'm like, okay, I respect this person, and I'm sure y'all all do that. But damn, I'm trying to think real quick, man. Motherfucker in the background making all that stupid ass noise. So everyone has a program, whether they like it or not. It's like everyone has a body, but everyone's not alive, or everyone has a town, like we were just talking about, our city, but that doesn't mean that you're doing anything in it. Or like when I moved to North Carolina, I noticed the party scene was like the party scene and the lifestyle design that was presented and that was there. It kind of gave me like a reference point, like, oh, this is fun out here. So when I went to my hometown, I'm like, okay, I didn't feel like it was the same. But then I'm like, if you move the same way as you was moving or about to move out here, there can draw a lot of similarities in any town. And I say that to say, because your life sucks, don't blame nobody else. Because the devil is about confusion, misdirection. So the day that the devil you allow a woman, like, because really the woman is the weaker vessel. So the day you let a woman trick you and make you, oh man, like these women ain't shit, they got you. They literally got you because they got you to be mad at them to make you frustrated. The devil wants to frustrate you. And I'm not trying to go spiritual, but that's a part of the program. That's a part of the program. I'm not trying to go spiritual. Spiritual will in the building. I'm not trying to do it, but how can I not? And then women got 1,000 ways to frustrate a guy. One of the easiest ways is just to not fuck with you, not give you no ass. That's the first line of defense to frustrating you, is not giving you no ass. And I'm not saying that that's what you should be after, but I'm saying that they know that that's something like water. Like they know sex is like something that God put us here to do. So by even doing that is just like demonic in the first place. Um, bro said yes, right. I meant that, but for instance, by like what Kevin Gates said, he said he played hide the penis. If a woman play hide the vagina, that's demonic. Even if a chick likes you and then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make him wait," that's demonic. What you making that nigga wait for? And even in therapy, there's I don't go to therapy, but I watch therapeutic content, and I figured out something that a chick did to me before that seemed right when she did it, but when I grew up and looked back at it, what she did was actually again demonic and disorderly and just it was out of line. And what it was that um in therapeutic dynamics, they teach you that a woman should never threaten to leave her man. Never. Like you should never threaten to leave that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because see, the problem is not the women or the men, it's the miseducation of both sides of the coin. The women think that they have to be a certain type of way. And the men feel that way too, as far as being overly tough or whatever the fuck they doing. But when you bring it together, it doesn't make any sense. What you mean don't leave? Oh, you said right, don't leave. What you mean? I'm not saying she shouldn't leave. I'm saying don't threaten that nigga to leave. Like if he cheat on you or something, do not make that man feel like you about to leave him. Because what she doing is she flipping you into the bitch and she flipping herself into the man. But she don't know she doing that. She just think that she's supposed to be acting this way because you're supposed to give her all of your attention at fucking age 14 or some shit. And it's like countless amounts of abundance of women around, and it's not realistic. It's actually this it's Satan. Like I said, the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy, confuse, and use and do all of those things. So the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy, like I said. And if you weak, man, you're not gonna make it, because it's a punk on every block with a keyboard. So you're not gonna really make it if you do that. You're not gonna be able to do it. Right. Women think they have to be perfect sometimes. That's a good point. That's a great point. And humans, we feel like that, but you're right. Both genders feel like that. But the truth is, you're not perfect, and uh, if you're not perfect, and then that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that there's a lot to unpack with all of that. Just for both sides, like I said, because caring what people think is on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Not on one side. But what I'm saying is that um, your program has nothing to do with women. As a man, every man has a program built in his life. His life, you wake up, you eat cereal, you do this, you do that, but you're not really reflecting or looking at why you're doing those things. You're like just robotically doing them. You want to get to the point where you measure what you're doing, you look at what you're doing, you contemplate what you're doing, you reflect on what you're doing, and you go higher into new dimensions about whatever it is that you feel like you need to do as a man. A woman is always going to be an addition. She's going to come in and do things to try to help you do your mission. And that's why I said tonight we're going to talk about how a woman is not your program. She's supposed to plug into your program. But the average guy is definitely being, you know, attacked from Satan in a way where he can't really do anything in the first place. So like a lot of women and a lot of guys hate this about women, but it is how they act. They come along when they see you winning. I don't even think women are attracted to men, which is why they like to deal with each other sometimes. But they like a winner, whether you're whatever your gender is. Like, even if you're a dog or you're like some type of like I'm saying literally, or you're like a fucking Cherokee or parakeet or some shit. If you're a thriving creature or a successful creature, they're attracted to that. Yes, you must not care what others think of you. Facts. Yes, a man has more awareness sometimes. And women, I mean, a lot of women know that instinctively. A lot of women know that. But like I said, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And like I said, I'm not trying to be Mr. Christianity today, but I was raised in a Christian household, so I can use some of these metaphors and things like that. And, you know, when it comes to the word program, you got to really unpack that shit. Because a lot of got program, the synonym for program is procedure. And take a procedure. You take a procedure about something, the way you go about something, the way you go about your life, the things. Every man has a program. It's just he's not aware of it. He has not delved or dove into these dynamics in his life. And so you look on the surface like a loser because you're not living your life to the best capacity. You're not doing anything where people could look at and say, oh, that person's thriving or that person is growing. You're not diligent. And like I said, a woman can't break your program. You know, the only way a woman could break it is if you let her. And the only way you could let her is if you're not motivated. Uh, uh, the only way you're not motivated is if you don't understand what it means to be motivated, if you don't study motivation. I believe that, like, now that I'm looking at deeper dynamics of life and science and chemistry and biology, wouldn't it make sense for me to look at what makes guy A motivated and what makes guy B um, disenchanted, or he's not like he's not charmed by life. You know, he sees life as a obstacle or something he has to fight with or deal with or some shit like that. And it's very subtle, right? I'm not saying like, so you could be like, I'm 30, right? You could be at age 30, but you don't, I shouldn't be thinking about now. I'm not depressed right now. There may be little traces of things, but by age 40, what if you do feel depressed? You know, no one plans for depression. You know, you plan for other things. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to be so healthy minded. You want to be so focused, so focused, so determined to win that nothing really breaks your spirit, because that's what the battle is about. Let's be real. Even with women, when you're dealing with women, what do? They try to break your spirit. Even the woman that claims that she loves you, that's what she's going to try to do. It's almost natural for women to do that. And even amongst other guys, we do it because we want to know who's who. So we want to break your spirit. We want to say something to see if you can handle that. If you can't handle that, then I might as well keep fucking with this guy and keep thinking we're better than you. Right? Be healthy minded. Let me add to that. I would say be successful minded. Right? Now, that's just me just talking shit. To me, it's the same thing. If you're going to be successful minded, what does success look like to you? Not to your parents, not to your friends, not to society, not to anybody. What does success look like? What does it feel like? What is success? Yeah, what does it feel like? Um, Success is intimate to each person. Like, what is it to like? I'm telling you, I like approaching women, but in reality, when and if they reject me, it's no better feeling than walking past that same woman and not giving a fuck. And I had to really program myself to do that because I'm such a I don't say a sucker, but like I guess like in a way I had sucker qualities where if a chick like either rejects me or say she give me her Instagram and don't hit me back up or whatever, like when I see her in public, I'm still gonna say something to her. Just to let her know, A, it didn't bother me, but B, like, something. But I had to really like change that about myself because why would I even care what somebody thinks that doesn't really, they don't exist to me. Like, they don't matter. They don't matter. And that's the thing, like, people can't understand. Like, because we're supposed to treat everybody equal and be nice and do all that bullshit. If you always treat everybody nice, do you really got the tools to do things that you need to do when it's time to do what you need to do? No, because the tools are going to be away from you. They're not going to be close to you. The tools are going to be away from you because you're not mean. Success looks like a feeling like accomplishing life to the fullest, believing in what is going to happen when I die, believing. Tweakerville said success looks like a feeling like accomplishing life to the fullest, believing in what is going to happen when I die, believing in the truth and God. So you're Christian because God could be Allah to somebody else. And I want y'all to notice how the word intimacy and the word a lot of words start with in, like intensity, intent, and intention. Yes, I am Christian. Belief in one God. Okay, so so as a Christian, success looks like a feeling like accomplishing life to the fullest, believing in what is going to happen when I die, believing in the truth and God. Mm. So when you die, um, you want to feel accomplished. In that sense, you want to feel accomplished, like to the fullest. And again, that's to me, it speaks to the faith aspect of a person, right? Faith in belief. Like I said, the spirit. Like I said, because like if you believe in something, your spirit gonna show. It's going to show. If you believe like I could do this, people gonna be like, yo, I want to help that person. He looks like he can do that. But if you are internally fighting with demons and you have this feeling of like, I don't know if I should do what I'm doing because there's so many voices and there's so many distractions, then all of a sudden you're not as bold, you're not as brave, you're not as confident anymore. And like I said, that is what the demon species is about. The demonic species is the demonic nature. That's what it is all about. Kill, steal, and destroy. And I'm not talking literally, but meta literally. You know what I'm saying? Like once a person, we're like human beings are like flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like if you speak to a flower, it'll be healthy. It'll flourish. If you say negative things to anything, it does something different. And that's why I started to block negative comments on here because I'm not stupid and I know science and I know spirituality. So if you come in here on some stupid shit, I'm gonna treat you like you stupid. I'm not gonna treat you like you're smart. Come here on some bullshit and find out. Well, I'm just saying that's a part of the program. Figuring out your life bit by bit is a part of your program. It might not be overnight where I know everything about social media. It may not be overnight where I know everything about human beings. But letting them stop me is poison. It's poisonous. Because once they stop you, now they're gonna either A, defeat you fully, or B, get mad at you because you're weak. If you ever listen to a woman, she might be sounding like she really believe. Like she might be talking like Martin Luther King, like, I believe that you should be this way. And then the day that you even consider changing is the day she's not attracted to you no more. Because how that bitch was even here talking, considering fucking with you in the first place, if like a woman not even gonna be giving you energy if you wasn't the type of guy that she would sleep with. Well, don't let the world let you tear you down. Always strive to be a good person, since in the end we die and our worldly possessions will be gone. And again, that's your belief. I see what you're saying. I see where you're going. I appreciate the beginning of that, but bro, you're right about the world. You can't take things with you, but listen, man, I came in this world without any money, anything, and everything that I've ever had or gotten was just nothing but like a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was younger, I liked to, like everybody else, to have a bike. I like to have an Xbox and things like that. Yes, I am trying to get to the point and understand what you are dealing with. No, I'm not. What do you think? I'm dealing with something? I'm talking about just a program. As a man, you should have a program. And I'm not saying that we're not dealing with something, but I'm saying whatever it is that's there can be not an issue if you really stick to your program. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying nothing too crazy. I'm not saying nothing too crazy. I'm just saying that if you stick to your program, you'll see real change. That's all I'm saying. Like it's nothing too crazy. Um, and the reason I said this is because I'm a dating coach, and I know a lot of guys out here they like women, and because they like women, they want to be able to communicate effectively to that sex. And if you because there's a good old saying that says communication rules the nation. Communication, but communication ain't just verbs. Communication is a lot of things, and that's why having a program is the only way you're going to succeed in dating. Not having a program is the fastest way to fail in dating, because there's people, listen, women and men can both be parasitic. Men and women are both leeches. Every organism leeches on something. What I'm saying to say that is this: if a woman finds out or figures out that you're trying to fuck her, she's gonna see you as a parasite. Unless she sees you as Trey Songz, then she's gonna be a parasite with you. But I'm saying outside of that, outside of her seeing somebody that she really can't help but to sleep with, even the average woman can say no. And the average woman that's a 6 or 5 or 4 can say no. What do I get out of you sliding up in this coupe? What do I get out of that? Besides feeling like a hoe. I don't get nothing out of that. I'd rather play with my rules. Even though God didn't make the rose, but God didn't make a lot of things. God didn't make technology, did he? Did the devil or God make technology? Who did that? Would I even be able to put this message across whatever if you see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things to take into account and ask. But all I know is that motivation can't die. And that's just me speaking off grid from the Bible and off grid from the Quran or wherever. This is my religion, my true religion, which is self-esteem. When I speak for myself, it just sounds better. It just feels better. It just is better. A flower is born to no religion. It's just free. It's just nature. I'm not saying religion is bad. I'm saying everybody is their own vessel. And when you speak in a certain way, you can lose more. Okay, so why is it that certain people, they go to church, they jump around, they feel like they fit in, they plug into it because that's what they're doing. After they leave, they go outside, the sun is shining. I don't felt that feeling a bunch of times, right? They drive right to KFC, get a bucket of chicken for the family, whatever, they eat that chicken, whatever. And then within a matter of a couple hours, they realize that I don't feel that way no more. I feel back to the standard that I always feel, which is not connected to anything. I feel bored. I'm bored. Whatever the issues emotionally that they had going on, those were the ones that seem to be more like, like you need a therapy. You don't need church. You need therapy. And I think that's a lot of people's issue, man. They don't need church. They don't need this. They need therapy because they need answers. They need like modalities. They need structure. They need procedures to fix when they're going into a depressed state or a emotionally combated state, I guess, or where like sometimes, again, I believe you are who you hang with, and your environment means so much. So somebody's program as a man could also be to move around, stop sitting in one spot all the time, right? Because that's a part of your program. But it's a one thing to plan for something, it's another thing to do something. Like there's many things in my life that even the other day I was like, man, like I gotta put a couple dollars on this card, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing that. And there's always this feeling associated, especially when you got no transportation or whatever. There's this feeling associated with like, especially if you slept all day the day before or whatever, you just don't feel like breaking that. You don't want to break that code that you've been under. It just biologically feels wrong to just like randomly get up and just go and do something because you're so used to laying around and you allowed yourself to lay dormant for however you felt. You lived like a pig and then now you're trying to be a fucking lion. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna work. But I sometimes I've trained myself to like break through that and still go do what I need to do as a man. And you could feel bad all the way up until a certain point where you like finally get close to your destination, or maybe you do the thing, and then after, many people lie. What you mean? Did I say that? Is that what I just said? I was talking about motivation of why people are, some are and some aren't. And how do you get in that? How do you work yourself into that position of even having integrity and doing what you want to do? Because if you're not doing what you want to do, then you don't have any integrity. It's the day that you do, like, even if it's approaching women, like when you doing what you know that when you were not around the women you told yourself you was going to do, it don't always feel good. And y'all can attest to that. That it does not a lot of the time feel good at all. In fact, you can open up the conversation. She could start feeding, talking to you back and being smiling and talking, and you can still feel very bad because you don't talk to enough women every day. So you have not killed that part of you that needs to be killed in order for you to just freely talk to bitches. Haven't done it. You see what I'm saying? And that's another thing, biology speaking biologically, you have to be so trained for that. Like just like fucking military, you have to be trained. People don't think so. They're like, oh, just a woman. Go talk to the woman. Like, okay, go ahead and don't get no pussy. Go ahead and do it. Waste your day away talking to a female for no reason. Yeah, and the reason why it's a waste is because you could have been making money. So that's there you have it. It's not just a waste like because females don't matter, but it's like you wasting your time. And women don't like guys that waste their time. It's a lot of things women don't like. And ironically, men fall into all of those things all of the time. Indirectly. Right? People waste their time with women sometimes. Man, people waste their time because they don't have a program. When you have a program and a way that you go about things, it never feels like a waste of time. And that's what I want to also say. It might sound like I'm talking in circles, but when you really think about it, I could talk to a chick that don't even like me and have a great conversation if my program is solid. If my program is tidied up, if everything in my life is running smooth, it should not bother. Nothing's going to bother you. It's always when you are out of order that everything seems to bother you all the time. And nothing feels like a waste of time at that point. What time is it? Dude, I gotta be careful. I gotta watch the clock because I gotta do something. That's just a part of my program for me to do what I'm talking about right now. What isn't? The question is, what isn't a part of your program? We're gonna talk about that. Running behind women is not a part of my program. Talking to women is. What's up, Braylon? How you feeling today? Talking to women is a part of my program. Running behind women, and those things are so interwoven. Because right when you're in high school, and you have no game. Those are like your training wheels. And so what you're doing is you're talking to everybody for no reason. You're talking to people just because they're there. Yes, they want people who have all the stuff they want. You see what I'm saying, Tweaker? So I'm right about what I'm saying because I'm thinking I have a flashback right now of being in high school, and your homies is different. Those are like family, but as far as like just like you don't have no program. That's all it is. You're in high school. You have no program. You have no program because you can have one in high school, and then you're more attractive if you do that in high school, which I wish I understood back then. But in fact, it might be easier to have one in high school. You don't have as many parasites around you in high school. And when you get out of high school after college, 30 years old type, it only takes one or two parasites to really take you down. When you're in high school, everybody's happy. No one's really old and bitter yet. No one's bitter and old, stanky and cruel. They haven't they haven't realized that about themselves yet. They haven't settled into that yet. Um, so you don't got really much to worry about, which is why you should benefit the most around high school, college, and like I said, being busy. Even me, when I'm busy, even at this age, when I'm busy, I don't got time to get sucked into loserhood. Like it's a lot of losers, man. I hate losers. I hate them motherfuckers like with a passion. Them people are the scourge of the planet because they're losing it so bad that they just want to just pull someone with them. They prioritize pulling people with them, and I can't relate. So I hate because I can't relate. I don't understand it. I ain't never did that. I ain't never been like that. So I hate it because I don't understand it. But it's not easy out here. It's not as easy as people want it to be, right? And everything is biological, which is why guys can't win in life. I figured it out. It's not logical. It's not even psychological. It's simply biological. That's it. Uh, You change your biology and you change your reality. If you change your psychology, you can still be trapped in the same situation with a different mindset. So you could change your mindset and be in the same issue, if not worse, because it could be worse because those parasites know you're changing your mind. You see what I'm saying? But you're still there. You change your biology and you change your reality. Everybody should have a savings of about $1,000, an emergency saving. That should be all of y'all goal financially. I had someone in here last night talking about money. What's good, Eli? How you feeling tonight? I had someone in here. Y'all remember you, bro? How you feeling, man? I had someone in here yesterday talking about money when it came to dating. And money is power in the fact that it allows you to travel and it allows you a sense of security. And women love secure men. They love security in general. Good just got back from football practice. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. What city you in again? Are you in high school? Let me ask you that. You in high school or college or what's the what's going on with you, man? So like yeah, it's a lot, Merle. It's a lot with this biology. You are who you hang with. You are what you think. You are what you eat. You are how you feel. There's a lot of you are's that men don't even pay attention to. You are what you listen to. The music, the subscribers, the podcast. Oh, you in eighth grade type shit. You gotta hit high school, man. You on your way. You right there. You're right there. Um, but it's good that you got goals and shit. That you in football and things like that. Tweakerville said, "I'm in 11th grade." Yeah, like I've been talking to Tweakerville, man. I'm fucking with Tweak right now because there be some kids in here, man. In 11th grade, you still young, but you right there at the door. So I fuck with you, bro. I fuck with all y'all, but I'm just saying. As far as dialogue, I can't like it would be some young people in here, and it'd be hard to really, even if they talking about what I want to talk about, it's like they're not in the reality I'm in at all. Nah, for sure, bro, for sure. If you anywhere near 20, 17, 20, in between 17 and 20, you can learn. You can learn anyway at whatever age. Am I too young to be in here? In a way, but like I said, you it's better to learn early than late. So you make the decision, man. But if someone's too young, like they getting kicked out. Um, but like when I was young, and when I was your age, I was around uncles and people who said things that were. I wish they would have said more sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So that's why. That's probably why I'm not quick to just kick you out. Uh, but I do value. I value all relationships, and the reason because of that is because it's people older than me who, like I said, it's a lot of guys who they don't let you even like okay, just because someone older don't mean that y'all about to have a good conversation. And when I was young, I was never stupid. I just wasn't filled with the right information, but I was never stupid. I was never stupid. So um I was never stupid. So like I said, I see humans as pure potential. Nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less. Pure potential. I got a nephew. I got a niece. And I always talk to them the way I'm talking to y'all. Talk to them, the way they need to be talked to. So like when they get in high school, they don't feel like kids. Even though you should feel like a kid, that they're kids. They play games, they still play games and shit. But like, I'm not gonna talk to you like a fucking baby when you're not a baby anymore because I don't want you to be stuck in a fucking age. That's what's wrong with the world, man. People are just trying to baby people that aren't babies, and they doing it on purpose because they're losers. He is chilling, talking about life facts, tweet facts. That's all I'm doing, man. I'm just vibing, man. Like my boy Kodak said, I'm vibing on the beat. Nah, for real, I'm vibing, man. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. But we're talking about program. What's your program, man? Do you have a program? Do you have a way of life? Do you things that you do, things you love? Like my boy said, you got off from football practice. I noticed in my life, there's things that are challenged. Like even like I've been talked about hobbies, activities, and events. Uh, I got some of those, but it's not as it's not even hard to like do the simple things. But like sometimes the challenges of life become more monstrous, and the things you're doing start feeling more like useless and small. How many years have you been streaming? Like two on this channel? I mean, I had another channel before this one. I think this channel been 2 years, or maybe this channel has only been a year and some months. I think this channel been a year and some months. I like to play video games and do sports. be with family and friends. Okay, but what's your personal hobbies and activities and events? And I grouped all those together. I call it HAE, hobbies, activities, events. This kind of helped me when I was like not like when I made this channel, I made that concept because I wanted to kind of like build my lifestyle as a lifestyle coach first, date coach second. I wanted to build an infrastructure where because I noticed one of the biggest reasons why I wasn't getting nothing done is because I wasn't going outside and I wasn't really politicking or talking to nobody. Um, and that was an issue. You know what I'm saying? That was an issue. Even though I like being alone. But there's other people that the problem is people who like being alone resonate with people who like being alone, and people who like being alone. That's like it cycles backwards, if that makes sense. Like how like regular rapport cycles forward. Like where two people get along and they love talking, and but like when you like being alone, you might go to a bookshop and meet someone who's quiet and don't talk a lot. But y'all talking and the conversation is like super deep, but problem is it's just deep, but there's no like they don't have that swag to it. And so there's many reasons when I look at the word compatible or like symmetry or vibe or whatever, there's many things that people get lost. And it's like people like I like to work on bikes. That's something that I'm trying to learn and dig into bikes, scooters, all of that. I'm trying to basically mechanic vibes. And it's not hard. It's just something I got to learn. I watch YouTube videos and learn that sometimes like life is about addition and subtraction. Sometimes about subtraction. So we talked a little earlier on things you might want to subtract from your life, but like we talk about hobbies, activities, events. And this is why the devil is such they call him the ugly bastard for a reason, because as you can see, I'm just now thinking about these things. You see what I'm saying? Tweet. I do dirt bike racing, on and on, talking in person. Personal hobbies are reading the Bible, talking to God sometime when I'm alone. Facts. Religion is definitely something that can help people. It could be considered like a activity. Sarah, where you from? Talking about gang. Nice deep voice, gang. Thank you though. E, what's good? Man, chill out with that. Chill out with that, man. RIP to Mr. Kirk, man. Even though I'm not that close with with all of that, but still, man. Do you smoke crack? Mike will. And let me show y'all. Let me use people in the chat as examples because I think that's a very smart thing because you don't want to let anything when you go live, you don't want to let anything become like something it's not. Tay Davis, how you feeling today? What's good, bro? Man, stop be dumb. So we got Mike Will and Eology. That came out of nowhere. I'm chilling, man. We definitely chopping up some game in today's live. We gotta run it back because we already an hour 25 in, but we just talking about program, having a program. If y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe. Um, and things of that nature. My boy Duke Dennis, it say Duke Dennis finally he just posted a video say finally got a brand new Lamborghini Urus. See niggas out here winning while other people trolling. Y'all gotta chill with that trolling shit. Y'all not gonna do shit in life. Matter of fact, keep trolling me because y'all getting me some watch time. I got ads on these videos. Don't fuck around, find out. You know what I'm saying? Fuck around, find out. Yeah, we got 10 likes on the live. Shout out to y'all, man. If y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tay Davis, man. Definitely seen you in here before, you know what I'm saying? Definitely remember you. But no, I wanted to make an example out of Ulyss, and Mike Will, because see, he retracted his message because I was about to cook his ass. But the reason why, thank you, Eli, for sure. Thank you, Tweak, for sure. I was gonna make an example out of them guys because all I was gonna say was how easy it is to get sidetracked. If y'all didn't even notice how quick those two trolls tried to come in one after another each other, like it'd be different if it was one troll, but it was two. I noticed it. It was two. And they came in like that in my mind. It made it harder for me to continue to stay on the topic. But cause see, right now I don't even remember the topic, to be honest. Cause I was going somewhere as far as hobbies, activities, events, working on bikes. I think what I was saying was working on bikes is something that, see, the way the mind works. The way the mind works is it only can hold certain information at certain times. The mind works in black and white. So say from the neck up is white, from the neck down is black. This is the subconscious, this is the conscious. White, black. Reason this is white because this is where the light is. You can see. If this is black, you can't see inside your body. Oh shit.